you give respect in prison or you get hurt real bad, whether you're locked up or you're staff. You must respect in prison. You do come with respect or you get wrecked there. It's a whole new ball game in there. And I had to get serious real quick. And I like to play around. I like to have fun. And there's no horseplay in prison because it leads to somebody getting hurt just about every time. It's all business in there. Had to be all business. And one of the first things I heard when I started working there as an officer, one of the big guys says, "You smile too much." You just smiled. And I was pissed. It pissed me off. But you know what? He was right. He was right. It was so bad in there. I had to be careful who I smiled at, how much I smiled, when I smiled. Because, those guys have been locked up so long. Geez, you smile at them just a little bit, they want to marry you or rape you. But they've been locked up forever. They're criminals. So it was up to me to protect myself. And so learn to do that. Respect. Respect is earned in prison. It's earned on the outside. It's earned everywhere. If you did the crime, you got to do the time. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. You got to earn it in marriage. You got to earn it in parenthood. I see too often parents disrespecting their kids, and I was one of those parents. As an officer, I got this big chip on my shoulder and thought I was all that after a few years. And at 4 years sober and a few years into my career, I ended up with a restraining order and lost custody of my child. And I lost my whole family because of my alcoholism. And I almost lost my career at that point. I was fired later. Was fired one time as an officer and got my job back. I was a true textbook alcoholic, and I had to learn how to give respect in every single relationship. Otherwise, I was losing everything. And most of all, I disrespected myself. You must respect yourself in order to get it. You got to have self-respect in order to get it. You got to give it in order to get it. You got to have yourself in order to receive it. If you're pissed because people are just disrespecting you, well, guess who's disrespecting you? You are. Whenever you point the finger, there's 3 pointing back at you, they say. So true. If you think that your husband is disrespecting you and he's rude and he's this and he's that, well, guess who's all that? You, Missy. Yes, you. Yeah, and when you married him or her, you took a vow. That's your word. One thing I take extremely seriously, I think more than anyone on the planet, is my marriage vows. Because I did F that up once. Twice. I was the worst. Been married 2 times before. And I was not faithful. When I didn't get my way, I just said, I'll just go get it somewhere else. Yeah, that was my attitude. Total lack of gratitude for what God gave me. This marriage, married to a terrific person, very loyal, hardworking person. Not going out like that. And I take my vows very serious, even though it's been the toughest year of my entire life in my marriage. So he probably watched this. He doesn't watch my Instagram anymore because he's so disgusted with it. So how's that? Yeah, he doesn't support my vision at all. Doesn't like it. Doesn't understand it. He can't help that. It's okay. But we're still married. And just because it's hard, I took a vow. It's my word. I respect myself. I respect my word, and I stick to it. Something I'm really serious about. If you want to respect yourself, you've got to act respectable. Be accountable to your word. Don't just give up on things when things are hard. Don't make decisions based on how you feel. I'm totally disgusted with seeing women make decisions based on how they feel. Thank goodness I met a really badass woman this morning at the gym. It's so inspiring to me when I see a woman stand up and change her habits and show up despite how she feels, and she's losing weight and her tummy's getting smaller and she's excited, and I see how hard it is for her, and she's taking direction, and she wants to be better, and she knows she can. That's so inspiring to me. Is why I do what I do. I love, love, love the discipline process. I think it's absolutely disgusting that where I had to get to in order to learn this discipline process. I keep getting better and better. I'm going to keep getting better and better until the day God takes me, which I pray is not anytime soon, because I have humongous goals that I am not even close to. And so respect is earned, and respect is achieved by doing respectable acts. So we act respectable even if it's not dished out to us. We do not react back. There's a saying, hurt people hurt people. Well, healthy people don't hurt people back. That used to be me. If you hurt me or lashed at me, I had to hurt you 3 times harder, if not 10 times harder. If you smashed me, I was going to smash you 10 times harder. And that's not the way God works. That's not the way Christ intended us to be. Christ says, turn the other cheek. That doesn't mean that we lay down and be a doormat. It doesn't mean that we allow people to disrespect us. It means that we don't lash back. You don't lash back no matter how somebody hurts you. If someone's disrespecting you or they're hurtful to you, then it's your responsibility to get out of harm's way, to get out of the way. And in prison, I had to really learn that. You had to be accountable to where you are, what you thought, what you were doing, how you felt all the time. Because if you didn't, it meant you could literally be killed if you did not pay attention to where you put yourself. If you didn't pay attention to the way you carried yourself. If you didn't pay attention to that your equipment was locked in correctly, that you were suited up and ready for anything, you could be killed in prison. So I take it very seriously. Respect. I love people. I hate what they do. And I'm grateful for the people that have taught me about respect. And my husband was one of them. He taught me how to give respect, even when disrespect's dished out at you. He's one of the best at putting up with that. I don't put up with disrespect well at all. I just want to smash you back, but it's not appropriate. I don't do that today. I don't do that. It's not the way, so don't do that. Be your best you, regardless of what anyone else tells you, regardless of what everyone else thinks of you. You be your best you. You be the woman you admire. You earn that respect by being accountable to your word. Do not let yourself down. You say you're going to do something, do it. Do it, do it, do it. So go get that respect. Be respect. Be a respectable woman, please, for the rest of us. All right, let's go. Let's grow. Love you guys. Respect.